So this is the September Fika. This year has been a little bit light on Fikanesses. So sorry about that. It's been rather busy in lots of other respects. I wanted to give a very quick introduction, very quick overview of one or two points, and then we'll move straight into the actual Fika topics themselves. If I can manage to make this work. Oh, there we go. So yeah, our agenda looks thusly. We'll have 10 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes of introduction, and I'm sure Martin and will interrupt me in a minute and give even more details on some of these things. Then Jerome is going to give us a update on the IEEE 1666 situation. I won't say anything just in case. No spoilers. Then Lucas, Ike and Rocco are going to talk about tracing, which is of particular interest to them. I think it's quite an interesting topic. And this is a little kind of teaser for some stuff that we may talk about later in the year at the SystemC Evolution Day. And then Andy's going to talk to us about data types. I don't know whether Andy's joined yet. It's still quite early in the morning for him. So he's later on this afternoon, he'll talk about that, and then there'll be plenty of time for discussion. So I wanted to just introduce one other topic to you. So as you're aware, we sit inside the Accellera overall map of standards. We sit in the corner over there with SystemC, the language, AMS, and so on and so forth. There is a new proposed working group, which isn't really SystemC related as such, but has an awful lot to do with, or has definitely some interaction with SystemC. And that's the Federated Simulation Standard, or the proposed Federated Simulation Standard Working Group. So the working group, I'm trying to get it to move forward. There you go. The working group primarily is intended to enable some cross-industry participation. And I think for some years, I certainly noticed, and I think others have as well, we all know, we live in our little silos, but there are actually a lot of SystemC TLM-like objects out there, including things like Vistas, which you may never have heard of, and SMP2, which strangely has a similar name to TLM2 and strangely predates it by a couple of years, apparently. There's also FMI, FMU, and a million others. And the idea of the Federated Simulation Standard is to try and think about ways in which we can pull these things together, better interoperate with each other, with the obvious intention that people are then able to put together simulations of wider platforms. Obviously thinking about automotive, though equally airspace and defense, etc., IoT situations, and so on and so forth. So the working group is just about to start. I think the topic for us in the SystemC community is incredibly interesting, particularly at the moment as we start thinking about how to broaden the scope of SystemC and how to connect to other simulation environments, some of which is in the IEEE 1666 update, but that by no means solves the whole problem. It gives us the very, very basic tools that we could start thinking about some of those problems with, but it certainly doesn't solve the problem of connecting to other simulation environments. And I think this proposed working group is very much more intended to start thinking about that wider connectivity. So I think it's really important, and I thoroughly encourage you to get involved and to say your piece and discuss what you think is a good or a bad idea. And as I say, that working group is starting fairly soon. There is a face-to-face kickoff meeting in Toulouse, which is just down the road from me, but maybe a little further from you. Very nice city. I highly recommend going and staying a night in Toulouse. That's the kickoff meeting. It's a 2-day event. It's been hosted by the Institute for Research and Technology in Toulouse. you can be a member of this working group, as it were, for free. You don't have to be an Accellera member to be a member of a proposed working group. And indeed, the event is free as well. And talking about free, feel free to get in touch with us if you want more details about either the event or the working group, the proposed working group, or to get onto the roster for it. If you're not already Accellera members, then please let either myself or Martin or Lynn know. Okay, so that's all about the proposed working group. The next thing I wanted to touch on was the next event. This year, that will be the SystemC Evolution Day event itself, which obviously will be November, the day after DVCon, as is normal. DVCon this year, I don't know if you're aware, but DVCon this year is celebrating its 10th birthday. If you wish to bring cakes, by all means, do that. Bring those cakes. I will happily eat them all. It's obviously going to be at the Holiday Inn as per normal. We're still open to ideas for the Evolution Day itself. If there are topics that you want to talk about, then please do get in touch as soon as possible, because the agenda for the Evolution Day is kind of firming up. But the call for papers is still open, and if you have ideas about things that you'd like to talk about at Evolution Day, then please do come forward and let me know, or let Martin know. Okay, so that's everything about Evolution Day. Then finally, you're all thinking, well, how am I going to write all of this stuff down, and where am I going to find out about all of this SystemC stuff that's going on? And I keep missing things. Where could I possibly go to find out? systemc.org. It's our community website, if you will. It's our community portal. It has quite a lot of information on it already, and the level of information is growing. At the speed that Martin can click buttons and accept merge requests, you can raise merge requests or pull requests on that website. If you have something that you'd like to have posted on there, or if you've got ideas to change things, it's just hosted as a Git repository of GitHub, so you can do that. But as a website, it holds all of the information about SystemC Evolution Day, this Fika, etc., etc. So it's a great place to go and get information. It's also a great place to go and post information if you want stuff posted. Okay, so please make use of that resource. I'm up for my 10 minutes. Martin hasn't yet interrupted me. This is the agenda. Martin, was there anything else that you wanted to say that I'd forgotten to say?
No, well covered. Thanks, Mark.